Epic the Musical. Epic the Musical! I love Epic the Musical. I'm addicted to Epic Musical. I love this little indie-made song series. I love it more than anything in the world. It is so good. I discovered this beautiful creation by Jorge Vans. Thank you for creating my favorite thing in the whole world and getting me addicted. It's very nice, very lovely. I found it by animatics on the internet. Sometime right after the Cyclops song came out, I stumbled upon it and I was like, whoa, hold up, whoa. This is magical. And I waited patiently for each saga to release. Everyone was not a disappointment. But honestly, I have never been in love with something more than Epic the Musical. Like, I love movies and stuff. I like shows. But this creation, I have never been more obsessed with something in my life. I am in the top 9.2% of listeners, according to Spotify. So, I like it a lot. I got my family into it, I got some friends into it, and then they got their family into it. I'm spreading this disease around, and I'm not mad about it. Because honestly, everybody should listen to this, because it's very, very, very good. Anyway, let's get on to the point. I am turning Epic the Musical characters into Pokemon. Why? I don't know. It's just an idea that popped into my head. Now, I am not really a Pokemon fan. I mean, I have this book, but it currently looks like this, and I've had it since I was in 2nd grade. I traded it for a Warrior Cats book. I'm not mad about that sacrifice. But I used to draw Pokemon for fun. Pokemon is cool. I'm not that into it. I thought I could give it a shot. I thought it was a pretty cool, fun idea. I don't know if anyone else has done it. If they have, I swear I'm not copying you. This is just a random thought that popped into my brain. I'm not really good at replicating styles, but I really tried my darndest with this one. So we're gonna start off. My favorite character, other than Eurylochus, is Athena, our beautiful, beautiful goddess of wisdom. Owls are her thing. So I was like, okay, let's make her an owl Pokemon. I googled some owl Pokemon. I'm like, those look interesting. In the end, she kind of looks more like a falcon sort of thing, but like her first design was not going great. She kind of looked like a baked potato with a bird head on top, and it ain't that pretty. That's okay. We redid her, and we made her look better. This is the Wisdom Pokemon, Athisdom. Don't judge me on the Pokemon names. I sort of understand how the naming system works, but at the same time, not at all, so I did my best. She is a Psychic Flying type Pokemon. Athisdom often hides from most eyes, lashing out if an unfit trainer tries to catch them. They watch from a distance, choosing who becomes their trainer. Getting chosen by an Athisdom is a sign of high intelligence and strength. Tried my best to base her design off of the, I guess, quote-unquote official designs. All the official animatics have like slightly different variants of designs and stuff like that, but I thought this was kind of clever of me. I made her kind of look like she was wearing armor, and she has like the whole Roman head thing. I forgot what that was called again. And then I made her little cheek fluff, her hair, like it was poking out from underneath the helmet. I thought that was pretty smart. Look at me go. My brain was huge for a moment. But yeah, that's her. I actually kind of like this one. I think it might be my favorite one. The rest of them I sort of struggled with. Not saying I didn't struggle with this one. It was kind of a pain in the butt. Alright, next we have the amazing, the beautiful main character, Odysseus, because, you know, he's the main character. So, if you know nothing about Epic the Musical or the Odyssey, Odysseus is our main character. He is the king of Ithaca, and he was at war. This musical is about him trying to get home. I am turning him into a horse. Why? Because he's the Trojan horse Pokemon. He's the one who made the Trojan horse. This is Troceus. Once again, don't judge me for the names. He is an earth-type Pokemon. Now, he's kind of completely made of wood. Why I didn't make him a plant-type Pokemon? I kind of wanted him to be, like, very strong, and so earth? I don't know. Okay, just don't question it. I think I did a pretty good job at drawing a horse in Pokemon style. Now, I don't really draw horses. I've tried to draw My Little Pony fan art, and then I look at it, and then I look at, like, good My Little Pony fan art, and I'm like, I can't draw horses. So I don't draw horses that much. I made them all curly, like Roman horses look, I think. I don't do my research. I really should do research, but I really don't. In most of the animatics, he's got like this blue scarf cape thing over his shoulders, so I gave him like a little blue underbelly and stuff like that. Little information on this Pokemon. Troceus travel far distances, challenging strong Pokemon to strengthen their abilities, like the idiot that Odysseus is, but that's okay. That often puts them in tough situations that they can't get out of, delaying their journey home. So I imagine they like migrate a lot, you know, the Odyssey, the Journey, if you must. You know, they eventually try and get back home, and because they're so hot-headed and smart and they think they're better than everyone, Odysseus. They run into trouble and it takes them way longer than it should to get back home. But that's good. We like our strong boys. Alright, and then this guy evolves. Yay! Meet Monstius. I'll become a monster. So, in all of these characters in the musical, I know when they evolve. Troceus evolves into Monstius during Monster, the song, where he realizes that he's not getting home unless he stops greeting the world with open arms and starts beating everyone up who gets in his way. I sort of went for like a burning wood sort of look, and I turn all of the like balls on him from just being like little wooden spheres into like flaming fireballs all around him. I have a hard time with the whole making things look evolve thing. I don't draw Pokemon. I don't understand how it works, so I did my best, but I think it turned out pretty good. Does it kind of look exactly the same as the first one, but colored differently and a little bit of fire, and also now he's a unicorn? Yeah, but that's okay. So after this, he like pretty much doubles in size. Like, sort of. And he just becomes an absolute beast. So this is the Ruthless Pokemon. He is a Earth Fire type Pokemon. And I haven't talked about the abilities yet. You guys can read on the screen. But this one I want to talk about. I called it 600 Strike. My brain is huge. And it's pretty much a rain of flaming arrows falling from the sky. Because I wasn't going to make him summon a whole bunch of dead Troceuses or Pokemon to fight for him. I just want to make sounds. I know it's not. I'm gonna be honest, I looked at one reference for what like a Pokédex should look like, and then I went after that. Monstius barrels through obstacles with strength and relentlessness towards their enemies. They discard anything that gets in their way of their travels. They mate for life and use their mate as a beacon home. So unlike Troceuses, who are just like, oh, let's fight everyone, yay, even though I probably can't beat them, he just barrels through them. He's like, you're in my way, so I'm gonna get you out of the way, even if it hurts you, like really badly, and you die. I'm getting home. I don't care. I like these Odysseus designs. I noticed that a lot of, like, when people turn characters from, like, TV shows or movies into Pokemon, it's just a weird animal-looking thing with their clothes on, and I'm like, why are they wearing clothes? And I feel like they don't really turn them into animals. They just sort of, you know what I mean? Probably not, but that's okay. So I wanted to go on that. They sort of look like they're wearing their clothes, but at the same time, not really. Also, with this design, I completely forgot I wanted to put a cut, like, sort of marking over the top of Monstius' nose, because in a lot of the animatics, he has that, and then I completely forgot. But that's okay. You can just imagine it's there. Alright, and then we're gonna do our baby boy. Our sweet honey buns, Polites, who was not with us long. Rest in peace, Polites. Now, my ability to draw Pokemon went from meh to very bad. For some reason, my skills just disappeared. I tried doing Eurylicus. You guys aren't going to look at that yet. Whenever we do him, you guys can look at the earliest sketches. And I had a clear idea in my head, and then I tried to put it down, and it was just bad. And so I kind of struggled a bit with the rest of these designs. Polites is Politer. He is the butter Pokemon. Why? You will find out when you see his evolution. And when you see his evolution, you might be a little mad at me, but that's okay. So, for some reason in my head, when I imagine Polites, I just imagine Polites' head on like a little cute chibi harpy body. I don't know why. That's not a Pokemon, but that's what I imagined him looking like. So I made him a flying squirrel, mouse, hamster thing. I don't really know what I was going for with this one. Tried to make him look really cute and friendly and look like he's trying to give you a hug. He's got his open arms. Anyway, I loved Polites so much, and I didn't realize until later that he is such like a big character in the fandom, and just in general, even though he was only alive for 1.5 sagas, and it was like, normally in like movies and stuff, a character dies in like the first 10 minutes of a movie. You know, you forget about him. You don't really care about this guy. But Polites, people love Polites. And I love him too. He deserves all the love. So I kind of made him like this bright yellow cheery thing. And I noticed with like every mouse, squirrel, rodent Pokemon I looked at, they all had like circles on their cheeks. So I gave it to him too. It wasn't originally part of the plan, but then I did. He is a fairy type, even though he doesn't look it because they're mostly pink and white. I kind of forgot about that. And I made him yellow. He kind of looks like a normal type Pokemon, but that's okay. He's a fairy type Pokemon. His fairies are happy. And Polites is happy. Politers are a friendly and social Pokemon. They are often used for celebrations like carnival carnivals and stuff because they bring joy to those they encounter. Their friendly nature often puts them in dangerous situations though, but having a Politer is sure to make your life a little bit brighter. I think he's kind of adorable. If I ran into a Politer, like I was a Pokemon trainer wandering around and I ran into one, I would think it was pretty gosh darn cute, and I might take it home with me. Even though I wouldn't consider him a very strong Pokemon, he's pretty cute, and I would squish him all the time. On to his evolution. Polipan, the pancake Pokemon. Feel free to get mad at me about that one. I dove full into the pancake looking aspect of this character. But anyway, I wanted to make him look ghostly. In the musical, he would evolve when he gets killed by the Cyclops. So he becomes a ghost fairy type. So I wanted him to look like sort of like mystical and eerie. He kind of looks like a stingray sort of thing. Like a stingray rabbit ghost thing is what I was going for, I think. Polipans are gentle and eerie, showing up to sing like eerie songs to you. They are often found around elderly, for they remind them of the past. They are legend to be protectors of either shrines, towns, or trainers. Just like in the musical, where Politis likes to show up every once in a while, sing his sad little open arm song, and punch us in the heart with no remorse before disappearing again, Polipan shows up and, you know, he's just like, hey, I'm here to tell you about, you know, remember things. Remember me, Odysseus, and suffer. Remember me. You remember that whole song? Bye. I hope you're in a lot of pain now. Goodbye. Gosh darn Politis, you have no idea how many times you made me cry. Anyway, let's move on to the final ones. I did the Winions, aka the fandom, aka the random guys who pop up and cause problems for no good reason other than why not. I kind of kept Winion as their Pokemon name because it was kind of a really good Pokemon name in my opinion. And these are the Lotus Eater Pokemons. Winions are just these sort of like round, purple, fat rodents that show up in the musical. They're just like a background chorus sometimes, and they're first introduced to us as the Lotus Eaters. And if you don't know what that is in Greek mythology, it's like an island and they give you like this flower or fruit, I don't know, something like that, and you eat it and then you want to stay on the island for forever. So they're like, hey Odysseus and Politis, welcome to our island, eat the fruit. And then Odysseus is like, no, we're not stupid. And so they're like, oh, okay, well then you could go eat at the Cyclops cave, you know, leading Politis to his death because, you know, why not? But anyway, I made them sort of they're just little fuzzy things. I kind of made them look like Yorkies because nobody likes a Yorkie. I don't know. But they're just little gremlins. They are a dark type Pokemon. Winions are mischievous Pokemon traveling in large groups and causing problems wherever they go. They are a sign of bad luck and misfortune. They seem to ignore any threat no matter the opponent they face. So, you know, Atrocious walks up to them and is like, I'm gonna beat you up because I can. And they're just like, we're cutting your legs off. That's just them. That's the vibe they give off. They're gremlins. You don't feed them after midnight, they'll cause problems. I imagine they're like Diglets. They stick together. You know, dig trios, whatever. They stick together. They're always in a group. If you find one alone, he's gonna get eaten by a bird. Athena would happily gobble that thing down and feel no remorse towards those little goblins. That is going to be all the designs we do for now. I had a lot of fun with this. I would love to do way more Epic the Musical content if I can think of anything other than turning them into My Little Ponies, which I'm sure has been done 1,000 times already, so I'm not going to do that. This life is amazing when you greet it with open arms. Thank you for watching. I have commissions. If you want to commission me, that'd be pretty great. Check the description. I also have a Discord server if you want to chat or show off your art. Also in the description section. Like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Yeah, have a wonderful day. Adios, amigos. Goodbye.